So I was talking, thinking about something, um, and this kind of came up. I don't understand how this human species um, enjoys not complimenting each other. You know, that's just like one of these like amazing things that they've done. You know, you're Jay Z. You know, first black billionaire. You know, you're whatever. The guy who stepped on the moon, whatever. I mean, yeah, that's great achievements. The thing of it is that what I find is that you tend to find faults in each other. Right? Find the faults and highlight those. To do two things: to make yourself feel better about yourself, and number two, to point it out to them these faults, so then they could try to do better by getting rid of all these faults, and you know, and then better stuff with having fault. You know, their personal faults, the things they don't do right in your eyes. And that kind of goes in line with the whole concept of profiting from each other, and getting, allowing a small wealth class to devour a poverty class to become wealthy. That whole structure is under the profiting, the competing, the corporate model of existence, right? So I'm Virgo, supposedly. I'm not sure, but I'm Virgo. So in any way, I always find myself critical of all the people that I work with if their job wasn't that good as But I've always found the other side important, which is complimenting people on anything. It's kind of like making them feel good. You know, I mean, some people say, well, I do that just because they're my client, and I want to, I want to keep their business. See, that's what I mean. So then even that falls into a corporate kind of for-profit model. I'm talking about just straight up fraud. Just like when you see somebody, like I said, when I see people with tattoos, I think, wow, they have beautiful body art. It's beautiful, it's great. And most people that I say it to, oh, thanks very much. Because to take tattoos and put them on your body in a certain way to represent a story or feeling is creative. And that creativity should be appreciated. And that's just like one thing of many things that should be appreciated. And you're saying, and this is the difference between, the what I'm saying that your creator wants from you is like to take care of each other, and then take care of the planet, right? That falls under the umbrella of taking care of each other, right? Complimenting each other and pushing each other up instead of like saying, okay, I'll push you up only if you do it this way. If not, I'm going to kick you down, or I'm going to kick you down and show you how to come back and just I'm going to keep on kicking you down until you make it all the way up here. I mean. I understand that. Well, that's what human beings are going through, basically in general. You're supposed to overcome your antichrist, which is money. And you still haven't. It still controls every aspect of your existence, and that is pretty bad when it comes to a creator / father figure mother figure looking down, going like, what the fuck, guys? Didn't you learn not to stick your finger in the right socket? So I'm saying, I find that the complimenting people and just feeling how feeling the joy that they feel, a little bit. And sometimes people, they just don't like compliments. They're like, yeah, right, whatever. Thanks a lot. Most people are like, yeah, thanks. That's cool. I appreciate that. I know some of the things that I've done in my life, I've got complimented for, and that was a good feeling. Most of the things I'm doing these days, one of the few people, most people are like, putting me down. They're judgmental and critical over the things that I represent and I'm trying to express, but they don't really understand what I'm trying to say. They don't understand to a level. They just see, drug or this or that, or and not really just take it. Because if you did, you'll see that I have no ill intention. I have no ill. I don't want anything with it. Maybe the wealth class, just to get them away, because they're parasites. But in general, I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. And it's in your own body that you want to take care of each other, right? And the planet that's allowing you to live on her. Two most important things, right? Take out money, take out anything else, profit, competition, take it all out, and just take care of each other. Those are the only two things that your creator wants. That's it. And everything else falls under the umbrella. And if you think taking care of each other is taking a bat and beating somebody senseless and then taking their money, it's like that's well, you're not understanding what taking care of each other really means. It's simple. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So that's kind of like the difference between what your society is, right? Competitive, for profit. Beat your senses for that $100 bill if I have to. And what it is now is, and what it's, if it stays on this course, what it will be, it's a virtual end. The thing that will take it down, or shift to, society becomes really fast, it's like that. That's how it is, like that. A planet of equal and free human beings that have agreed to cooperate with each other for the better good. We're not talking about a new world order, man. That's that side of it, man. I'm talking about what everything around you is, what your own body is. Your body doesn't compete. The body, the souls are equal to themselves. They got the equal spark of your creator inside them, equally. The cell in your eye doesn't have a better spark. And they're basically free to do what they need to do. In that sense, they're not slaves. I tell them I'm slaves. They're happy to be myself in my body, as long as it's all working together and cooperating to create the healthy body. Voila. Instead of the cancer-ridden body that is trying to it's just trying to convert the rest of the body, right, into cancer cells and then kill it. You see? What you are and what you should be is what you are. What you are as a civilization goes against every principle of what your body uses to sustain life. There is no competition. There is no competition except for viruses, parasites, cancer cells, diseases coming in. But the body as a whole, and each cell, works on the principles of equality, and freedom. So why the fuck would you want your civilization, or somebody say, why the fuck would you want to hand your children a civilization that's nothing more than a slave system for a wealth class that is basically feeding on your misery, and eventually their offspring in another dimension will be feeding off your souls. if you continue down the path that you're going down. Now, you think that I'm crazy for saying that? I didn't even make that shit. I didn't even write about it. I just channeled it from you, from your creator to you. Nothing that I'm saying right now, I pre-planned. I don't even know. I can't even like recite what I just said back to you because that was channeled through me. But I know as it's coming through me, one really important thing. It's about the only truth that I see anywhere around me. The only truth that only like maybe a handful of you would agree that, oh, maybe we should. And those people are in like, intentional communities and in monasteries and, they're in places where they agree we should be like this, but everybody else is like pointing guns at us and taking our land and saying, get out now, it's ours now. So, as a stark word of warning, I'm not going, oh, the end is coming, oh, run. I'm giving you a stark warning directly from your creator, to you, that you're not listening to. And I happen to be, thanks 8 years of sound healing, maybe I'm able to tune into it really fucking well and block that other shit out that they're doing to you. I'm hearing you really well. Please. There's 2 things from this day on forward that you need to focus on and nothing else. It's taking care of each other. So the complete human consciousness can evolve properly. Because with cancer cells, which is what your corporate system is, and your wars and your fighting and you're claiming ownership to a living organism that's giving you life. All these things are against the power that put you here. If it thought in that way, it would have just made a whole bunch of slaves to just like play with. You've got an important function as a human or consciousness, a complete. You are very important to become a breeding ground and learning and experience for souls that have to ascend to a higher dimension. Well, then they're used by the universe to help the expansion process. See, right now, you're not even helping the expansion process. What you do is you're stunting the expansion process as a human race. And because of it, it's a big waste of time for the universe to even like look your way for much longer. And those rocks that it keeps on flinging at you and missing, as the warning shots, one day they're not going to be warning shots anymore. It's not going to accept what you're doing. That's slowing its own process of expansion. I want you to repeat. This current human civilization that's controlling every aspect of the human consciousness in this planet. You're not the planet, I guarantee you. Mother Earth, all she guys go woof and wipe you the fuck off like that. And God's like, please, the Creator's like, please, don't do that. Give them a chance. Because honestly, she don't like you no more very much. She liked the tribal culture. She loved the tribal culture that you slaughtered. She didn't like you very much. But your Creator still has hope for you. And that hope is the reason I and a whole bunch of us are down here trying to do something that like, what the fuck are we doing, man? It's like getting blood out of a stone, though. Like having you to twist to turn off that fucking that one side of that shit that just wants to like become the thing better than this person. I will number one, the winning guy. Turn that shit off and look at each other and go, you know what? Me and him are equal. Me and her are equal. Everybody on this fucking planet should be equal. And if we were, all your problems would go away. And if all your problems go away, guess what? Your Creator will be like, all right, great. Thank you. Continue on that course because We need graduated souls, you know, and you guys aren't producing them. You're just producing like, you know, little puppets and consumers that just all they want to do is go and shop, buy. You know, do the things that you know that they need you to do to keep this wheel rolling in a negative kind of an atmosphere, negatively. Keep it rolling just enough until there's enough of you that then when you get wiped off, it has a good chunk of you to feed its offspring. Crazy story, right? Actually, I think your story is crazy, and what you're doing to each other is crazy. What I just said to you is, it happens across every. You see it in lower species of animal for survival, right? In this case, it's those parasites. They're living in a higher dimension than you. They're actually more advanced of a living organism than you when it comes to being able to transport itself from place to place and actually take over your fucking bodies, man. Sci-fi, huh? Well, it wouldn't be fiction if it wasn't science. It's not either. It's the truth. And it's the reality that you're facing. I had Guillain-Barré syndrome 14 years ago, 13 years ago. Right, it was now 2011, 2012. My flu shot, which is a virus, you know, kicked out a virus a flu shot that kicks in a virus, right? That tricks the immune system in attacking the central nervous system. So all my nerve endings were in agonizing pain from a little virus, and all it did was go click and trick my immune system that I'm counting on to help me and to heal me, to attack my own central nervous system, to paralyze it, to kill me. That's what the Guillain-Barré syndrome virus does. Oh, Guillain-Barré, I didn't say it right. So if I know for a fact that happened to me, and that can happen to any of you, then you gotta understand that this, at a higher level, where you're looking for the angels and the devils and the demons, those demons are these parasites that have come in and actually taken over the entire human consciousness and just like the little virus, to me, little virus, right? Trick my immune system and attack my central nervous system, right? Two parts of my body that should be working together, right? Trick this into so now these parasites come in, take over a wealth class, and become this wealth class, and become the wealth class because they are the ones who introduce money to the civilization because that's what they use. This thing that's valuable more than human life. They tricked humans to take this thing and value that more than another human, taking away the empathy, taking away the compassion you should have for each other, and replacing it with a competitive, for-profit mess that it is. And that's your civilization in a nutshell. Again, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Even when you try and have the festivals and love and all this other stuff, it's why you have to try to because the opposite is in control. Get it? If the opposite wasn't in control, then that would just be part of your existence, not something that you try to get together. We want to prove in peace and love. Another 3 days of peace and love. That's because your civilization is being controlled. Just like that virus controlled my immune system into believing it should attack my central nervous system instead of working together with it. Just like that, this wealth class is tricking an entire civilization into killing each other for the thing that it introduced into the civilization, and that it then uses to empower itself and to make it more powerful and and valuable than you. They created it, and you believe it, and they win. You walk away from it and say, you know what? This is all bullshit. And then you win in a sense where your civilization survives, and you guys get a leap into the future that you've been left back from a lot of years. Leap into the future of where you should be, and that's about it, man. That was your purpose. And if you look around, tell me, if anybody looks around and tells me who's taking care of each other and taking care of the planet as a priority and a global understanding and cooperation, you tell me where anybody's doing that, and I'll say, okay. But right now, what I see is nothing but garbage. All you guys is produce this garbage, all this fucking garbage for wealthy people, poor people, wealthy, poor people. All this garbage produced when you could just be doing the one thing that's really good. And if we don't put any kind of, you know what? I've explained this already a lot of times. It's not the fact that it's not understandable. It's that you're in a fucking cage, imprisoned by it. And you have no choice then to sit there and say, okay, what are we going to do? You can do a lot. You could. Just try a little harder, man. Please, you ain't got a lot of time left. Try a little harder.